Good day, folks. Thank you for joining us here at Your Health. On today's program, it's Caller Day. You know, so many of you have called and asked, we can't get into Dr. Becker. When will we get another chance? I have many questions for him. So with that frame of mind, we want to talk to as many of you as possible today. It's Caller Day, but first, let's go to our news. Let's see what's happening in the health world. Flame retardant exposure during pregnancy may lead to reduced IQs in kids. New research from Simon Fraser University, published in Environmental Health Perspectives, finds prenatal exposure to polybrominated diphenyl ethers, or PBDEs, can lead to an almost 5-point drop in babies' intelligence quotient. The study followed 309 pregnant American women and their children for almost 6 years. Related research from the Silent Spring Institute finds that Americans may have detectable blood levels of 6 different toxic flame retardants that have never been sold legally in the United States. One of the detected flame retardants is TCEP, or tris-2-chloroethylphosphate, and it is a known carcinogen that is also damaging to the nervous and reproductive systems. Folks, this is another shocking example of how damaging environmental pollutants can be to our health. This study found prenatal exposure to the flame retardants PBDEs is approximately as toxic to the brains of developing babies as prenatal exposure to lead, reducing IQ by about 5 points. Also, we learned that toxic flame retardants, some of them banned since the 1970s, are still detectable in the bloodstream of Americans. Many of you watching today are struggling with severe health issues. I must help you to understand exposure to flame retardants, plastics, pesticides, and various food additives is playing a pivotal role in your illness. I'm compelled to remind you of their existence because we cannot see, smell, or feel their presence, yet they are there doing their damage. Past research has shown we can counter these toxins by living a healthy lifestyle complete with an organic diet and dietary supplements that help us to detoxify. No one can do these things for you. It is up to you to make the changes. Smokers are more likely to have ongoing back pain. Researchers from Northwestern University followed 160 adults with new onset back pain for 1 year. They conducted periodic MRI exams on the back pain sufferers' brains. They found those back pain patients who also smoked had increased communication between 2 areas of the brain involved with addiction and reward. The researchers state the finding helps to explain why smokers are 300% more likely to have ongoing spine pain. The study was published in Human Brain Mapping and reported at Science Daily. Well, folks, this one's fascinating and most telling. It has been my experience as a physician that when smokers injure their spine, they are much more likely to stay in pain for extended periods of time. And this study helps to explain why smokers stay in pain. The researchers found that brain activity between the nucleus accumbens and the medial prefrontal cortex was increased in back pain patients that smoke. This occurs when a person has become addicted to a substance. And this, in turn, increased activity in turn suppresses the smoker's innate ability to deal with pain, resulting in chronic pain syndromes. Now, there is a silver lining to this research. They also found if the smoker can manage to stop smoking, their brain's inner workings return to normal and the pain eventually calms. For patients contemplating an elective surgery, new research finds getting into shape before the surgery pays greater dividends than waiting till after the surgery. Researchers from the American Society of Anesthesiologists followed 77 colorectal cancer patients from the time of diagnosis through surgery and post-surgery recovery. One half of the subjects participated in a pre-surgery conditioning, nutritional, and relaxation program. The other half waited until after surgery to rehabilitate. When the researchers compared the 2 groups' progress 25 days after surgery, they found those who took steps to improve their health before surgery could walk from 50 to 60 meters further than those who waited till after surgery. Folks, there is a developing trend among American surgery patients, and that is an overall decline in health prior to surgery. And this in turn creates more surgical complications and medical care costs. If your heart, lungs, and cardiovascular systems are weak, you are much more likely to suffer serious post-op complications, including cardiovascular events such as a heart attack or stroke. If you are deficient in any nutrients, you are much more likely to suffer a serious post-op infection. And this study looked at patients with a very serious disease, colorectal cancer. They found going into surgery in the best shape possible paid big dividends. Now, those who participated in the pre-surgical rehabilitation program ate a very healthy diet with supplemental whey protein. They participated in aerobic and strength training, and they took classes to learn how to relax and to shed stress better. It is my advice to you, if you are contemplating an elective surgery for just about any condition, to also participate in a pre-surgical rehabilitation program. But I also recommend you take a few dietary supplements to help boost your recovery. I recommend a high-power multiple vitamin and mineral along with fish oil, probiotics, and immune-boosting agents like the medicinal mushrooms. Most surgeons will ask that you stop all dietary supplements for a week prior to surgery so that your blood will clot appropriately, but rest assured, your pre-surgical rehab will still pay big dividends in the long run. Well, today on Your Health, we will be taking your calls. Please call. I'd love to talk to you today. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. During times of stress, illness, aging, or when we do not eat a healthy diet, our bodies generate destructive free radicals. Combat them with the powerful antioxidant alpha-lipoic acid.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Sustained Release Alpha-Lipoic Acid, prepared with gastro defense technology, so this powerful antioxidant is released slowly into the bloodstream, providing around-the-clock protection.
Alpha-lipoic acid provides nutritional support for a wide variety of health conditions. It combats the destructive free radicals associated with the most common health conditions in America, naturally and easily.
BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. Call 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker for Your Health at a Glance. Does acid reflux keep you hooked on antacids? If so, you may be suffering from GERD, which stands for gastroesophageal reflux disease. GERD affects at least 20% of the adult population. In fact, Americans spend hundreds of millions of dollars per year on medicines to treat GERD. This is unfortunate because these medications have side effects. They can cause additional digestive problems, and they lead to nutrient deficiencies, such as the depletion of vitamin B12. Fortunately, there are simple lifestyle changes that can reduce the symptoms of GERD. Avoid lying down or exercising within 2 hours of eating. Lose weight because obesity worsens symptoms. Limit foods that cause GERD, such as fried, fatty foods, mints, chocolate, and caffeine. To improve digestion, eat a diet rich in fiber, yogurt, and drink lots of water. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. Every day, about 200 million Americans do not get enough of a key essential mineral.
That mineral is magnesium. The typical American diet does not supply enough.
And magnesium is so important. It protects bones and helps more than 300 different enzymes in the human body perform efficiently.
That's why BioInnovations offers chelated magnesium capsules for oral use and topical magnesium gel to be applied to the skin. That's 2 forms of magnesium to meet your daily needs.
Scientific evidence points to chelation as the best method of vitamin and mineral formulation.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health.
Because chances are you are one of the 200 million Americans who need more magnesium every day.
Again, that number is 888-442-2128. Call today. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
Welcome back, everyone. It is such a blessing to be with you today. And we're going to be taking calls the entire hour today. We want to see how many of you we will get to talk to today. So pick up that phone, dial the number, Get in line today. Let's go to Ohio and welcome Dorothy to the show. Thank you so much for calling, Dorothy, and how are you?
I guess I'm doing pretty well today.
Well, good.
It's a blessing to get a chance to talk with you and Cindy.
Oh, thank you, Dorothy. What's on your mind?
Well, several years ago, I went to just for a normal eye exam, thinking that I had no problem with my eyes whatsoever. And the doctor said that he saw evidence that I had Fuchs dystrophy.
Okay.
And he said that that was an autoimmune disease that affects the pumps in the cornea of the eye, and that sometime down the road I may have to have a cornea transplant.
Has the condition progressed since that initial evaluation?
Well, at first, I hoped that he was wrong in his diagnosis because I didn't know anything was wrong with my eyes, really. But I think he probably was correct because I've noticed that I have problems when I first wake up. It gets better as the day goes on, and it's better on days that I have less humidity.
Okay. What are the problems that you have? Is it blurred vision? What is it?
Well, it's at times, if I blink a couple of times, it clears.
Right.
It is not real bad at this point.
Okay, so you develop a film in your eyes.
It's more that the pumps, I guess, that are supposed to clear the water out.
Right.
Apparently, my body is fighting and killing them off, the way I understand it.
Okay. Fuchs dystrophy is a condition of the cornea. It is genetically inherited, has autosomal dominant characteristics. And the interesting thing about that condition to me is that people will go through life for many years, decades, and never know they had it. Just like you, this is fairly recent that you were told of this. And then all of a sudden, something happens, and it triggers the dystrophy. The autoimmune phenomena, of course, that means our immune system is fighting against us. It begins to recognize body parts as foreign, and the immune system seeks to destroy it as though it were an invader. Now, Dorothy, is there an event that happened near the time of this diagnosis that could have initiated? It could be trauma. It could be another illness, something that unleashed the autoimmune phenomena. Anything in your history?
Probably. About that time, I was taking care of both of my parents who were very ill. And it was quite stressful to do that,
yes.
But I'm glad I was able to.
Well, I don't want to portray this as something that I am absolutely certain that will cure your condition. But due to the fact that many people will go their entire lives without really being bothered by the dystrophy, the Fuchs dystrophy, and that there is a trigger involved. It can be a hysterectomy can initiate it in a woman, a change in the hormonal situation, trauma, other illnesses can all trigger this. That suggests to me that the trait can be quieted. And one of the things, inflammation is a known driving factor. If you have a total body inflammation phenomena, it's likely to emerge. It crossed my mind that perhaps you have a reaction to gluten. This is the type of thing we see with cytotoxic food reactions and celiac disease, where our body recognizes something in our diet. In celiac disease, it's the gluten of wheat, barley, and rye. And we get a cross reaction. The antibodies to that gluten segment, the protein in the cereal grains, it cross-reacts and attacks various parts of our body, and we get joint pains, headaches. It can attack the liver and lead to cirrhosis. And perhaps, just perhaps in your situation, it's attacking your eye, and it could lead to blindness. Now, since going gluten-free is not a dangerous therapy, I don't see any risk involved in trying this for a year and seeing if it doesn't improve. Also, think about the fact that there are other foods that we may react to and cause a cytotoxic reaction. It's similar to celiac disease. And there are two basic ways to determine if foods are you're reacting to foods. One is a blood test to look for antibodies, and you can do that for celiac disease, and you can also do that for other foods. It's a little hard to find that test. Not everybody does those tests. So many people will do an elimination diet, where I'm going to just explain the basics of this because it really could change your life. We start with 3 basic foods, and they need to be foods you don't eat very often because we tend to react to the foods we eat the most. If you love chicken and have it 3 times a week, that's probably what you're reacting to. So take 3 foods that you don't eat very often, find a protein, find a starch, and find a vegetable. If you don't like broccoli, that's your vegetable. If it's a starch, if it's sweet potatoes, you don't like them very much, you don't eat them very often, it'd be sweet potato, and then find a basic meat. Since we eat the chicken a lot, maybe it's pork that you have, or maybe it's beef. And for a full week, that's the only food you eat. You can have salt on it, but no other seasonings, because you can react to seasoning. And then every week, if you're not reacting to those 3 foods, you're going to feel better at the end of the week, no problems. And then we add another food. And then every 3 to 5 days, we can add another food until the problem returns. But we have to be very slow and methodical when using an elimination diet. And you can search elimination diet on the internet and learn how to implement it. Dorothy, I am suspicious that you're having other health problems, but maybe they've gone along for a long time and you don't really notice it. Any problem with the intestinal tract, with your joints, fatigue, anything? Anything else?
Very much so.
Okay.
I'm having a lot of problems with joints.
Yes. Well, here's what I would do. Do you like rice? Do you enjoy rice?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you're probably reacting to rice and to wheat.
Uh-huh.
The more I talk to you, the more I'm convinced that going on an elimination diet and getting rid of some foods could really change your life. You know, there are physicians in the world today who think like I do. I'm not the oddity that I once was. And so I know you can find help. And I'm going to have the crew put up a contact point for the, help me with the name of Dr. Pam Smith's group, the anti-aging specialists who are holistic. It's an organization that trains physicians to think holistically. And they have a reference list at their website, and you can put in your zip code, and up comes names of doctors who have at least had training in these things to help you. And the rest is up to you. But I think this is a good idea. Now, some things to complement the elimination diet, along with going gluten-free, would be to treat yeast. That's very important because we tend to have bowel overgrowth with yeast and abnormal bacteria with these immune reactions. So Foundations for Healing will be coming your way. Follow the yeast-free plan. You need vitamin D because it controls the immune response. You need the omega-3, 6, 9 because the omegas calm the inflammatory response. Alpha lipoic acid, vitamin C, vitamin E, and B12. All of these help the eye to restore good health and help modulate the immune response. Probiotics, oil of oregano to take internally, and cordyceps sinensis. And the reason why cordyceps is for its beta-glucan content, modulates the immune response, plus their type of beta-glucans in cordyceps, the medicinal mushroom, coordinate organ responses, help the body talk with other organs. And that's very important in calming this. Is this making sense to you, Dorothy?
Yes.
Well, I think we're on the right track. And again, I must emphasize, we do not know how this will pan out for you, but I think in 3 to 6 months, you're going to say, you know, I feel better and I have in a long time, and I haven't had the problem with the eyes. And if that helps you, please tell your ophthalmologist that changing your diet and going on a list of a few basic supplements made all the difference in the world, because that's how doctors learn, case by case. All right, we have a break. We'll return for your call next.
Are you one of the 62 million Americans suffering from gastrointestinal problems? Do you struggle with other chronic conditions? That's why we offer Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics.
After years of research, we developed a revolutionary probiotic formula with gastro defense technology. This system protects the good bacteria from stomach acid so the probiotics reach the intestines where they go to work. Additionally, we use live count technology to prolong the shelf life of the probiotics, so there's no need for refrigeration.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics is a powerful combination and one of the most effective formulas available today. And we offer a children's chewable formula too, both at prices you can afford.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Our health depends on the choices we make every day, and few conditions are as dependent on our choices as diabetes. So here is your daily diabetic checklist. Number 1, take your diet seriously every day. Eat lean protein and leafy vegetables. Number 2, sugars and starches raise blood glucose, so reduce them in your diet. Number 3, check your blood glucose and record the readings every day. Number 4, take your medication daily and don't skip. And number 5, try to exercise every day. It will help you take off weight, which will help your body regulate blood sugar better. If you are diabetic, this is your quick daily checklist that could make life better. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. There are thousands of fungal species, and at least 200 of them have been found to cause human diseases.
Fungal infections are common, so what can we do to protect ourselves?
One solution is oregano, a natural alternative. Oregano fights problems created by fungus and yeast overgrowth, and it improves many other health conditions.
At Bioinnovations, we offer oregano in gel caps and liquid extract.
Yeast and fungal disorders can improve.
So take charge of your health by choosing a natural alternative such as oregano gel caps or oil of oregano liquid extract.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
We're back, everyone, taking your calls the entire hour today. Well, let's go to Texas and welcome a neighbor, Yvonne. Hi there, Yvonne.
Hi, nice to talk to you, Cindy.
Thank you.
Dr. Becker.
Thank you for calling us. What's on your mind, Yvonne?
Well, I'm having issues with like indigestion, heartburn,
Okay.
and I'm trying to see if there's anything I can do because I've had a diagnosis of H. pylori, and they gave me the medication. And it works fine, you know. And then the heartburn went away. Now it's coming back, and I don't know if I have that again or not. My doctors told me that when I go back to her in a couple of weeks, I need to be off of any antacids so she can check me again. But I'm trying to find out what can I do.
Yeah, sure. You want this to work.
Yes.
You know, what we're finding out about H. pylori, it's an interesting story, the H. pylori. I guess it was about 30 years ago, a scientist or a physician in Australia, he knew that pigs, farm animal pigs, could develop terrible ulcers in their stomach and upper intestinal tract as a result of an infection. And he wondered if that could happen in humans as well. And so they tested the theory, and sure enough, that germ, Helicobacter pylori, was found growing around and in the ulcers of the stomach in human beings. And so it really changed the way the world views peptic ulcer disease and its treatment. What we've learned in the last few years is it's very hard to get rid of. This stuff is resistant to antibiotics. Now, Yvonne, did they give you a double antibiotic treatment? Was it just one antibiotic or two?
Well, I had they have like a pack that has the antacid, the antacid, the antibiotic, and another medicine in it as well.
Probably a second antibiotic.
I think it was. It was 2 antibiotics and
Well, this is a fairly common phenomena to fail treatment. And also, even when you succeed in killing off the H. pylori, many people continue to have heartburn-like symptoms. Yvonne, have you gained some weight over the course of this?
I might have maybe 7 pounds.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, 7 pounds usually doesn't lead to heartburn, but a weight gain of 12 to 15 to 20 definitely, for most people, many people, it will cause heartburn. And a loss of 10 to 20 pounds will cure the problem in a lot of people who have gained weight, leading to heartburn. Now, also, there's another caveat that we need to understand. Heartburn is not peptic ulcer disease. Heartburn is acid vapor ascending up the digestive tract into the esophagus, even into the throat. Ulcers are an erosion of the stomach lining or the first part of the small intestine. And so you have to understand they're not the same, but they feel the same. I think it's important that you go back to your doctor and be retested to see if we've gotten rid of the infection. And here's how we can help. If you still have that infection, they may want to put you on another round of antibiotics. But studies have shown if you add some key dietary supplements to your H. pylori treatment, you're much more likely to succeed in killing off this germ. Does that sound like a good option to you?
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? You know, it makes you miserable when your stomach hurts all the time. Yvonne, I've had people describe the feeling as I have a severe hunger that no food will calm. Is it like that for you?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's very easy. Does food help you feel better for a while, then it gets worse again, right?
Yes.
And so it's a common pattern for people, well, you know, a little food helped, I'm going to eat some more because it helps for a while. Before you know it, you put on 20 or 30 pounds, then you start having heartburn and you have two problems. So that's why I brought up the difference between heartburn and peptic ulcer disease. We know if we add probiotics to your treatment and the treatment of dysbiosis, we're much more likely to succeed with your second round of antibiotics. And there's even a protocol for having 3 antibiotics at once. Your doctor will help you with that. And it's important we get rid of this H. pylori. So I want to send you probiotics. I want to send you vitamin D. Why would I want to send vitamin D? Because vitamin D is the overseer, one of the overseers of the immune system. And how do we get rid of bacterial infections? By the immune response. Yvonne, do you take any vitamins? Do you take vitamin D?
Some.
Yeah, but probably not enough.
Probably not enough because I also have MS.
You have MS?
Yes.
Oh my. Well, the studies say that you are probably tragically low in vitamin D. You mean you've had a diagnosis of MS and your doctors have not put you on vitamin D?
Well, no, because she told me to take, what is that?
About
calcium
and some vitamin D?
Yes.
Okay, that usually is about 1,000 international units, but you need around 5,000 international units every day. Well, here's your program. Let's just outline it. 2 ounces of noni prior to each meal. Noni has a pro-motility agent in it. It helps the food to go down the right direction. And the pro-motility agent scopoletin is helpful for you because heartburn is basically constipation. Have you noticed the bowels are a little slow, Yvonne?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, sluggish. Food's going the wrong way. You know, it's entirely possible what has happened to you is you have dysbiosis, altered flora of the bowel from the antibiotics. The H. pylori is gone. Now you have heartburn, just like you said. So, but I would still get it checked to make sure the H. pylori is gone. So what we're going to do is 1 ounce or 2 of noni prior to each meal. Noni helps the food go the right direction. Next is take a probiotic dietary supplement, and I'm going to send this to you, with every meal. If you eat 4 times a day, it's a tablet 4 times a day. And every day I want you to either have yogurt, buttermilk, sour cream, or kefir. These are probiotic-containing foods, and every day you should have your choice of one of those. Next is glucomannan and fiber. Fiber helps to absorb the toxins that cause the constipation that leads to heartburn. And it is a pro-motility agent in itself. It helps to get the food going in the right direction. Glucoman and fiber, take 3 or 4 capsules every day. Oil of oregano is a tremendous anti-yeast, anti-dysbiosis agent. It also has effect against H. pylori. So it'll help with the yeast. Also, I want to mention that your acid-suppressing medicines, they deplete the body of B12 and magnesium, so I want to replace those because when you're low in B12, it acts just like heartburn for many people, and you need a good multiple vitamin and minerals, so Active Adult multiple vitamin and mineral will be coming your way. Also want to send you Foundations of Healing because we need to approach this as a total body makeover to help calm down the MS and get your intestinal tract back to health. How can we be healthy when the intestinal tract is upset? It's the very foundation of holistic care. So Yvonne, all that's coming your way. Hang in there. Folks, we have a break. We'll return in a moment. Can you lower your risk of disease? The answer is yes. One way is by including fruit in your diet. Fruit contains valuable nutrients that can reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, and even some cancers.
We've searched the world and found 4 fruits we believe are among the best. Noni from Polynesia, acai from the Amazon, and 2 new ones, goji and mangosteen.
These 4 juices each have amazing properties that make them great additions to your nutritional plan. If you're a diabetic or have chronic pain, these juices will help you feel better and have more energy. Plus, they help with digestion.
Now you can experience the health-promoting benefits of all 4 in one convenient package we call the Fruits of the World 4-pack. And remember, it's 50% off by the case.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128. I'm Cindy Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Heavy metal poisoning is a growing concern, and it may play a role in your health. It can happen through occupational exposure or environmental pollution, or both. If you work in a metal shop, a smelting plant, or any type of facility that uses electroplating or welding, you may be suffering from heavy metal exposure. But those of us who live in cities may suffer from heavy metal exposure through environmental pollution. It's the #1 cause of heavy metal poisoning. It can occur over a long period of exposure, or it can happen after a single dose. Symptoms can be overlooked because they're symptoms of common diseases such as fatigue, memory loss, tremor, joint pain, and indigestion. These are common symptoms of heavy metal poisoning. If your health is declining and you haven't been able to figure out the underlying cause, discuss heavy metal poisoning with your doctor. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker.
Vitamin D deficiency is at epidemic levels in the United States. Chances are you aren't getting enough of this essential nutrient. Vitamin D is one of the most important molecules in the human body. It's required for the proper function of nearly 4,000 genes and 1,000 metabolic chemical reactions.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Vitamin D3. Now, supplementing with vitamin D is safe and affordable.
Studies show that vitamin D deficiency can lead to poor immune function, depression, cardiovascular disease, bone disease, diabetes, cancer, and much more. Starting supplementing vitamin D today for better health tomorrow.
BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net.
We're back, everyone, taking your calls the entire hour today. So please pick up that phone. If you haven't tried, dial that number. We want to talk to you. Well, let's go to Colorado and welcome Evie to the show. Hi, Evie.
Hi,
Evie.
Dr. Becker and Cindy. Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Dear.
I'll tell you what my problem is our family has a familial tremor.
Okay.
And Daddy had it, and several members of our family have it now. And I was just wondering, is there anything we can do about something like that?
Are we sure it's the familial tremor? Has a doctor, a neurologist been consulted?
Yes.
What did they
Yes.
recommend you do?
Well, my sister is on a propranolol.
Yes.
And then,
Does that help her?
Does that help, Thelma? Not very much.
And the side effects are prohibitive, right?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of
Yes.
side effects to the beta blockers, especially propranolol. See, propranolol blocks adrenaline and adrenaline-like substances. The more stress and adrenaline you have flowing in your system, the worse a familial tremor. May I ask your age, dear?
I'm 68.
How long has this really been a cumbersome bother to you?
Well, it's just beginning in me. My sister, who is 80, has had it for probably 40 years. Okay. And my brother has had it for probably about that long, too.
Uh-huh.
And I can just see symptoms myself right now.
Yes, often the first sign is a mild tremor in the voice. There'll be a little warble in the voice. And I can hear that. And there is often also a head bob. Is your head moving a little bit when you don't want it to move? Yes?
Well, mine isn't, but my sister's is.
Your sister's. As it advances, we see more of that. Well, the traditional thinking of familial tremor is, of course, that it runs in families. And that certainly is true. I agree with that wholeheartedly. The main treatment is a beta blocker. Avoid stress, get your rest, improve your overall health if there's anything going on. There is a notion that a little medicinal alcohol, like red wine, a few ounces in the evening can be of some help. A lot of people don't want to drink every day. Is that your attitude, Evie?
Well, we don't mind red wine.
A little bit is okay, fine. But you know, it is not all that effective either. That's been my experience. So, you know, the one thing that comes to mind is if the nervous system is inflamed for any reason, you're going to experience more tremor than you need to experience. And this is similar to previous calls where there's a chance that you could be reacting to foods. We know that gluten sensitivity can make familial tremor much worse. Are you having any other health issues? Or how are your intestines doing? Do you have joint pains? Do you have headaches? Anything else?
Not really.
Doing pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Are you on a good vitamin program? Because vitamin D is important, the omega-3s?
We take 1,000 IU of D with our calcium every day because we have osteoporosis.
You have osteoporosis. Well, you know, we are trained as holistic physicians. When we see osteoporosis, we check for gluten sensitivity because celiac disease can cause a profound osteoporosis. How bad is your osteoporosis? I'm looking for clues to help you, girl. This is how we do it.
Okay, well, I have never, my doctor has never said anything about gluten.
Okay.
I have.
Well, but that doesn't mean you don't have that problem.
Yeah, I just had a bone scan, and I still have it. I had the scan last week, and I still have it. And most of my sisters have osteopenia.
Well, all we can do is try. You can ask for the blood test for celiac disease, gluten sensitivity. You can follow an elimination diet to eliminate foods out of your diet that could be initiating this inflammatory response, and this would be how the brain would react, is with poor control of the nervous system like that leads to a tremor. You know, that's one side of this. The other side is, why not take the nutrients that the brain and nervous system depend on to properly function? They're entirely safe. You know, no one's ever died from vitamin C. I hear this notion of, we have to control these vitamins because they're so dangerous. You know, last year at the Poison Control Centers, no one died from vitamin overdose in the entire country. But close to 300,000 Americans died from the proper use of medication. So this notion that vitamins are dangerous and we need to control them because they're killing people, it's frankly a lie. And there's no reason why we couldn't try a program for a month or two to help support the nervous system with the nutrients necessary, and maybe you start getting better. It's worth a try. It's not going to harm you, and we'll supply the nutrients for you. First is vitamin D. You should really take 3,000 or 4,000 units every day. The best way to do vitamin D dosage is to determine it by your blood's level. It's good to have your vitamin D level around 50 nanograms per deciliter. For most women, that's 4,000 to 5,000 units a day. If you're small, it's closer to 3. If you're a very large person, it's closer to 8,000. But bump that vitamin D dose up. It's very important for the brain. Next is B12. At least one sublingual tablet every day to support the nervous system. B complex. The nerves are highly dependent on the B vitamins to process foods and carbohydrates and do all the things the nerves have to do. Magnesium. 350 different enzymes are controlled by magnesium, including ones that maintain nerve function. Let's take about 750 milligrams of magnesium every day. Curcumin. Let's just say perhaps you have some toxins in your bloodstream. Who knows where we picked them up, but curcumin will help to chelate these toxins out of your system. Grapeseed extract with resveratrol. These are excellent agents for nerve health, and a little acetyl L-carnitine to improve the energy transfer in the nerves, alpha lipoic acid, and we try a month or two of gluten-free and see if we don't improve. Evie, there's no harm in trying. What do you think of that plan?
I just think it's perfect.
Let's try it.
I wonder, could I ask you just one really quick question? I have hand pain. I have had, okay.
You know, that confirms in my mind that you are reacting to food. And I can tell you the two most common foods that we react to that lead to arthritic-like pains is wheat, of course that's the gluten, and rice. You eliminate those two, go for 2 months, I think you're going to start feeling better all over. We have a break, we'll be right back.
Do you believe that nature holds the answer to your health needs? Are you looking for a supplement that's simple and pure, yet really works?
If you're looking for nature's answer to better health, look to Aloha Noni Juice. It's pure and fresh, just like nature intended. Aloha Noni Juice is brought to you direct from the islands of Polynesia.
Aloha Noni Juice is 100% pure with no added sugar or sweet fruit fillers. It's the perfect addition to your low-sugar diet.
Aloha Noni Juice drinkers will tell you their vitality, energy, and sense of well-being have improved, along with relief from many painful conditions. Made by nature, proven by science, Aloha Noni Juice contains only nature's best.
And now you can enjoy the benefits of our new 100% certified organic Noni Juice.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
For many of us, the days pass on by. Whether it's living for the weekend, waiting till the kids come home, or waiting for whatever is next. Don't waste your life waiting on tomorrow when there is still today. Benjamin Franklin said, "Do you love life? Then do not squander time, for that's the stuff life is made of." The Lord did not give us today to sit and wait on tomorrow. What we do today shapes our tomorrows. As David wrote in Psalm 90:12, "Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom."
For thousands of years, Eastern health practitioners have used mushrooms for a variety of treatments.
And recently, scientists everywhere in the world have turned to mushrooms in search of health-promoting compounds.
These are known as medicinal mushrooms. Among some of the most potent are ABM, maitake, reishi, shiitake, and cordyceps sinensis.
At Bioinnovations, we've made available 4 of the most powerful mushrooms in one easy-to-use formula. We call it the Mushroom Complex. We also offer the amazing mushroom cordyceps sinensis in a standalone formula.
Cordyceps helps boost energy, an amazing discovery now used in both Eastern and Western medicine. So take advantage of thousands of years of health knowledge.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
We're back, everyone. Let's go to California now and welcome Nancy. Hi there, Nancy.
Hi, thank you both so much for what you're doing. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you very much. I hope I can help you, Nancy. What's on your mind?
Well, I have several things that I'd like to get your opinion on and see if maybe I can be helped. I have scoliosis, and I didn't start to notice it until I was an adult. And something really triggered it badly when I did the hula hoop with some preschoolers. And ever since that time, it seems like I've gone downhill. I've had x-rays. I have kind of degenerating discs in my lower back.
Yes.
And because I'm not supposed to do very much walking, I haven't been getting the exercise I'd like to get. And I've gained some weight, which is really distressing to me because I've gone from 5'4" down to 5 feet.
Whoa.
Thank you to my scoliosis, I guess.
Right.
But I'm just hoping that there's something. Also, I've been on Vicodin, and I've quit taking it. And I wonder if you have any suggestions for things that would help as a person goes through a withdrawal of something like that.
Nancy, I need to ask your age. Pardon me for asking a lady her age, but...
That's perfectly okay. Just don't tell. I'm 74.
Okay.
And I also do have glaucoma.
Okay. You know, about 10 years ago, medical authorities said, we have far too much pain in this country, we're too stingy with our medications, we need to prescribe narcotics more frequently because they are the best agents we have to control pain. And doctors took it to heart and they began to do this, and of course it has helped manage pain better, but it has also led to a tragic increase in overdose deaths and dependency on narcotic agents. It's a problem. We need to relieve pain, and yet we don't want to create another problem in a person's life. You know, a basic rule of thumb with helping anybody who is getting off an addictive substance is you have to understand that anything that dramatically calms the withdrawal syndrome is going to perpetuate the dependency. So some of this we have to go through, and it's tough, it's hard. There are approaches to managing withdrawal that can lessen this withdrawal syndrome remarkably well. And the one thing I think of that could help a lot of people, whether it's dependency on caffeine, Vicodin, barbiturates, marijuana, heroin, whatever it is Dr. Gantz's book, End Addiction Now. It is simply amazing. This man has spent 35 years, he's a psychiatrist, an MD psychiatrist, and that's who typically manages the dependency clinics. He has made a nutritional study that is simply amazing, and he's outlined the nutrients that help people get off of these medicines. And I want to send that to you. And folks, if you know anybody who's struggling with dependency and they sincerely want to quit, following Dr. Gantz's recommendations is truly a godsend. I just want to get that out to everybody. And there is a section on narcotic dependency, so that will help all of you. Now, scoliosis, we should really call it rotoscoliosis because not only does the spine bend, but it rotates with the bend. This puts tremendous stress on the spine. And it creates a scenario with walking that quickly wears out the spine. So any jogging, walking, repetitive up-down motions on the spine will greatly wear out the spine. You've managed to make it to 74 before too bad of a disability, so this is very encouraging. I would take noni juice, I would take vitamin C and boswellia, glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM. All of these help calm the inflammatory reaction in the spine. I would take multiple vitamin and mineral, such as the Active Adult, to help your bones have everything they need for good health. We want to minimize the inflammation in the nerves, magnesium, curcumin, B12, alpha lipoic acid. All of these are tremendous. See, here's the essence. If I have a nerve that's being pinched, if that nerve is not inflamed, it doesn't hurt. But if I pinch an inflamed nerve, it is terrifying pain. It makes you run from that pinch. So if we can calm those nerves down, we'll calm the pain down. That's the whole concept behind this. Fish oil is very important. The omega-3, 6, 9 combination is outstanding for this phenomenon. I want to send you Foundations for Healing because it has a complete chapter on how to nutritionally support chronic spine conditions, and I think that'd be tremendous for you. We have a break, and we'll follow up in just a minute with the wrap-up. Is your life out of balance? It may be. The average American consumes far too many omega-6s and not enough omega-3s. This creates an imbalance.
So what can we do to get back in balance? We can eat a healthy diet.
And most of us need to supplement with omega-3 rich fish oil. Fish oil contains omega-3s with DHA and EPA, fatty acids that promote good brain and heart health. So reduce omega-6 in your nutritional plan and boost omega-3 to get back in balance.
To help you do that, BioInnovations offers 2 products, the Fish Oil Complex and Omega-3 6-9, both formulated for your health and well-being. So how do you choose? For highest levels of DHA and EPA, choose the Fish Oil Complex. For a balanced formula, choose the 369.
Go online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Could some of your favorite foods be making you sick? Cases of non-allergic food intolerance are on the rise. This is different than food allergies. Recent surveys reveal up to 20% of us may be suffering from food intolerance. People who have a higher risk of non-allergic food sensitivity are those with other types of allergies, such as hay fever, or irritable bowel syndrome, hepatitis C, chronic indigestion, abdominal pain, or constipation. Non-allergic food intolerance can be delayed up to 48 hours or longer, so you may not connect something you ate 2 days ago with fatigue, headaches, abdominal pain, or depression. You can keep a food diary and write down everything you eat. Blood tests can diagnose the problem, or an elimination diet can help you detect the foods that are causing your symptoms. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. For centuries, the herb astragalus has been a staple of traditional Chinese medicine. It's used to create a strong shield, protecting the immune system.
Astragalus is also used to support healthy heart and lung function.
There's even more. Astragalus helps to calm total body inflammation, a common cause of pain and chronic illness.
All of that without the use of medication.
That's right. Support your health the way nature intended with astragalus root.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Astragalus Root Extract. BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. Give us a call at 888-442-2128 or order online at bioinnovations.net and see what astragalus can do for your health. That number once again is 888-442-2128. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. Call today. Your Health is brought to you by BioInnovations, trusted products for your health and well-being.
We're back. Let's go to Arkansas now and welcome David to the show. Hi there, David.
Hello,
Hi,
David.
how you doing today?
We're doing great. How are you, David?
Well, I've been better, but hopefully through you I'm going to do a lot better.
Well, let's hope so. What's on your mind?
Well, I was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma in the nasal pharynx
Okay.
at the end of October.
Okay.
They say surgery, can't do any type of surgery, and all they're offering me is chemo and radiation, which I'm really not interested in at all.
Did they say that the chemo and radiation would be helpful, or did they present it as it's what we can do for you, but it may not help? How did they portray?
Well, he actually said that he actually used the word cure, but from what I understand, that's not true. From what I understand,
wait,
chemotherapy
David, this
just
is
shrinks
important.
tumors, and radiation just kills cells, and they really don't because something goes into remission doesn't mean I don't have to deal with it again in a year or two down the road, you know?
Now let's be clear about this. Your oncologist who evaluated you said they could cure your squamous cell carcinoma that's eroded into the nasopharynx with radiation and chemotherapy. They said that?
That is what he said.
Well, that is unusual because it usually cannot be cured with that. However, there are always new therapies, and I may not be aware of the new therapy. Why is it you do not want to follow their advice?
Well, just from what I know about, you know, to me it's nothing more than poison, and I just don't believe that tearing down my immune system is what I should be doing.
Well, David, have you sought a second opinion?
No, sir, I have not.
I think you should do that. You know, Arkansas has some pretty good doctors. You can find second opinions. I recommend you get a second opinion and a third. If 3 doctors in a row who are independent of each other, not in the same group, if they say, you know, I think we can cure this with the same treatment that the last one said, you should do that. You should do that. But that does not mean we don't add a dietary supplement list to your plan. You know, we have learned from the vast accumulated knowledge on nutrition and cancer therapies that we can prolong survival up to 1,800% with a proper nutritional program. I want to outline some of the things you should do. You know, we all decide how our bodies are treated. If it's David's decision that he does not want chemotherapy and radiation therapy for head and neck cancer, which is notoriously hard to cure, that's his decision. And if that's what he wants to do, I will help him. That's what we're here to do, is help people. But I'd get another opinion before I made that conclusion. Have we communicated, David? Are you listening?
Yes, sir, I am. Can you tell me, can I beat this through nutrition?
Your chances are slim with either method. But your best chances are to combine. Does that make sense? Combine what modern medicine has and what I'm going to do for you. But you need another opinion before you make your final decision. I want you to do this. I want you to use noni juice, and I want you to use a lot of it. I want to send you beta-glucans, medicinal mushrooms, cordyceps. These all activate the immune system and help you fight cancers. I want you to use curcumin. It inhibits all 6 stages of cancer progression. Curcumin, take 3 or 4 twice a day. Vitamin D, 5,000, 8,000 in units every day. Vitamin C, high-dose vitamin C is amazing in cancer therapy. Take as much vitamin C as your intestinal tract will allow. That is typically 8 to 12 grams a day. Boswellia for inflammation, grapeseed extract, milk thistle, and green blend multiple vitamin and mineral. I want to send you Foundations for Healing and Beating Cancer with Nutrition. With this approach, you're armed with the best we have in the natural world. When you combine that with the best of what allopathic medicine provides in chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery, we have a chance of beating this cancer. But alone, it's not very good. But we can still try, and I do believe miracles happen, and they happen every day. So David, you'll be in our thoughts and our prayers. Our thoughts are with you. For all the rest, thank you for joining us here at Your Health. We'll see you tomorrow, folks.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hello, my name is Pastor Doug Stone. I'm the pastor here at Our Father's House Church. We invite you to come to our church services. Our church times are on Sunday at 11 o'clock. Wednesday night Bible studies are at 7 o'clock. Our Father's House Church believes that faith can move mountains. I invite you to join us at 2242 Wren Street, North Charleston. My email is pastordougoFH@gmail.com.